This is literally proof that the industry will ruin you, bruh. Like, this is so sad to see. We have Amanda Bynes, notorious Nickelodeon superstar, and her dramatic downfall. It's really, really sad to see, bruh. I don't even follow this page. I don't know why it popped up. But when I take a look at the comments on this picture or this video, it makes me feel bad. I'm going to be honest. This is somebody that when I was a kid, I used to put on Nickelodeon, look at her, and I used to have a little crush. I get that warm butterfly feeling inside. And now she's looking like the Joker coming back from vacation, bro. Really, really sad. We have people in the comments who are laughing at her, making fun of her. But then there are also people who are addressing the real issue. The fact that Nickelodeon is responsible 90% of the time for how these people turn out. We need that documentary ASAP. Every time I see her, it makes me so sad. Sad. Amanda is an icon. Argue with your mother. Listen, I don't know about that. Can't agree with that. But it is very, very sad to see how she turned out. Yeah, listen to this post really quickly.
Oh, and I really can't wait for y'all to hear it as well. Hope everyone's having a blessed night. Rock on. What's up, everybody? I wanted to make a quick post to let you know that I'm going back into the studio tomorrow to work on my song Girlfriend. I'm so excited to see how it turns out, and I really can't wait for y'all to hear it as well. Hope everyone's having a blessed night. Rock on.
Now, real question. How many of you guys are listening to her new song, bro? I'm curious to know. I didn't even know she made music. I didn't know she was still around. But when I come across other pictures of her going through what she's going through, I genuinely feel bad. Like, how in the world does somebody go from this to this? And this is not me making fun of her. This is not me highlighting the drastic transformation. It's more so bringing to the forefront the seriousness, the gravity of a situation like this. The fact that we've seen it happen with people like Orlando Brown, even Raven-Symoné to a certain extent. All of these Nickelodeon superstars, all of these Disney, early Disney stars, these early celebrities, they always go through this weird shift of just being mentally unstable. And it's genuinely sad, bruh. It's genuinely sad. If you take the time and just look at who she is today, it's just unfortunate. It's really just an unfortunate situation. Like, someone who is so young, so youthful, so beautiful, getting to a point where she just looks done. I genuinely feel bad, right? Now, I came across this video right here titled, "What Happened to Amanda Bynes?" And I really want to get to the bottom of this, yo, because there's no way in the world that someone goes from who she was to where she is without having some type of story behind it.
When Amanda Bynes quit acting at the age of 24, her $6 million net worth implied that she'd have a low-stress, problem-free future. Instead, through addiction, mental hospitals, jail time, unfavorable articles, evictions, and the alienation of everybody close to her, she'd show that the universal dream of early retirement is actually a living hell. The announcement first came on the 22nd of June 2010, and just 6 months prior, Amanda was looking incredible. She was described as one of the funniest and most promising performers of her generation, often being cast as a kind, wholesome young adult, which seemed to reflect exactly who she was off camera. In a 2007 interview, it was highlighted that she'd almost never been in trouble.
You haven't been to jail?
No.
No jail?
Not yet.
Rehab?
No.
No rehab. Amanda Bynes.
You see right there, that's the power of words. Shorty said, no, not yet, bruh. You spoke that into existence, my love.
What kind of a starlet are you?
I know, what's wrong with me?
The reason for which being that she valued career longevity.
I just have my eye on the prize, which for me is a long career, and I don't want to blow what I've worked so hard to achieve.
Before the interview ended, she'd add that she wasn't attracted to any kind of partying.
I'm not interested in that. You know, the club scene and drinking doesn't appeal to me, so it's actually easier for me not to do it.
However, it seemed Amanda was telling a naughty little fib. Turns out she'd begun experimenting on the set of Hairspray 1 year prior, inspired by an article in a magazine that called Adderall the new skinny pill, and they were talking about how women were taking it to stay thin. I was like, well, I have to get my hands on that, before stating I started smoking marijuana when I was 16, though everyone thought I was the good girl. Her usage was then exacerbated by the failure of her side business in 2009, after which she was losing high-profile movie roles for getting too cooked whilst on set. When I was doing Hall Pass, I remember being in the trailer, and I used to chew continue the Adderall tablets because I thought they made me more high that way. It was the mixture of being so high that I couldn't remember my lines and not liking my appearance that prompted Bynes to pull out of the film. After removing herself from Hall Pass, Amanda starred in one final movie, Easy A, the premiere of which becoming the straw that broke the camel's back. Bynes recalls attending a screening of her last film, Easy A, and having a
chewing the pills is insane, bro. That's insane.
Different reaction than everyone else to the movie. I literally couldn't stand my appearance in that movie and I didn't like my performance. I was absolutely convinced I needed to stop acting after seeing it. In a foggy state of mind, Amanda announced her retirement in 4 spontaneous tweets reading, "Being an actress isn't as fun as it may seem. If I don't love something anymore, I stop doing it. I don't love acting anymore, so I've stopped doing it. I know 24 is a young age to retire, but you heard it here first, I've #retired." Although with an unresolved substance problem and nothing else to do, Amanda's usage continued to escalate. "I just had no purpose in life. I'd been working my whole life and now I was doing nothing." She continues, "I had a lot of time on my hands and I would wake and bake and literally be stoned all day long." Around this time, Amanda said she started hanging out with a seedier crowd and I isolated a lot. "I got really into my drug usage and it became a really dark, sad world for me." It was with this seedier crowd that Amanda began to frequent nightclubs, eventually leading to her first of many mugshots. She'd been arrested for sideswiping a police car, hit and run and driving under the influence, which she'd attempt to solve not through the court system, but rather by tweeting at the president. "Hey Barack Obama, I don't drink. Please fire the cop who arrested me. I also don't hit and run at the end," although the post was met with silence. Despite the unfavorable press, Amanda continued to party in the public spotlight, even claiming in a People magazine interview that she was doing amazing while adding, "I'm not talking about being arrested for DUI because I don't drink, and I don't drink and drive. It is all false," although according to others around her, Amanda was completely delusional. People around Amanda are really concerned about her, a source tells People. She tells people she doesn't party or drink, she doesn't realize she has a problem, which is followed.
See, that's the thing, bro. She's probably so used to playing that role of the good girl. I don't drink, I don't party, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. That she genuinely believes in her mind that that is the way to address it. Just simply brush it off by saying, "I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs," and that's it.
By some rock,
which is sad, bro.
Solid evidence confirming this. Just 2 days after claiming that she was doing amazing, Amanda was dropped by her agent, publicist, and lawyer with an article stating all 3 people are telling similar stories. Bynes was a dream client for years, but she became extremely difficult in the past 12 months, some say uncontrollable. All 3 members of the team made multiple efforts to help Amanda before she went radio silent. Eventually, the team decided to cut bait, acknowledging they can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. Clearly fed up by her portrayal in the tabloids, Amanda found herself in physical altercations with the paparazzi, as well as in verbal altercations with other high-profile celebrities. For example, she'd make a tweet reading, "At Rihanna, you look so ugly trying to be white," who'd then respond by stating, "Yeah, see what happens when they cancel intervention?" Amanda then responded to this by stating, "At Rihanna, unlike your fugly face self, I don't do drugs. You need the intervention, dog. I met your ugly face in person, you aren't pretty, you know it." In a different tweet, Amanda simply wrote, "At Miley Cyrus, you're ugly," who take the more mature approach by responding with, "I won't even entertain that thought." I was rooting for her comeback until she started attacking me, with Amanda's callouts being pretty clear projections, as she wasn't looking so great herself. Not even 3 years after retiring, she'd post this video to her Twitter with the caption, "I'm sucking on a Sour Patch Kid listening to music getting ready for tonight," prompting concern from her now declining fan base. She is seriously such a pretty girl. It's so sad seeing her like this. Something is definitely not right. She needs some help and someone or a few people to sit her down and get her back on straight, although with no clear desire to pursue anything meaningful, Amanda's situation had no hope of improving. In that very same month, Amanda Bynes was allegedly kicked out of a New York gymnastics class for showing up in an outfit comprised of fishnets, a wig, and a lingerie-like leotard. Of course she denies it, stating, "I'm suing every blog saying I was kicked out of gymnastics. What is wrong with you people? What would you do if you found fake stories about you, making it difficult to ascertain what had actually happened?" The article came alongside a different video of Amanda dancing uncontrollably on a treadmill and another video of her doing a similar dance while walking around New York City without any shoes on. 3 weeks later, she'd give a rare interview with In Touch Mag stating, "I have no clue why people say I'm insane. Every time I've heard it, it came from an ugly person's mouth, so I don't care." Before she'd add, "I don't drink, I'm allergic to alcohol." The star insists she doesn't smoke pot, which was followed by Amanda being a victim convicted only 1 month later for smoking pot in the lobby of her building. As a result, she'd make her way over to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, where she'd bring the receptionist to tears by telling the worker she was too ugly to check Bynes in. After a 9-day stay in the building, Amanda was kicked out for removing smoke detectors, which accompanied other photos of the messy state the room had been left in. In the process, Amanda racked up a $9,000 hotel bill, which likely contributed to the $1.4 million she'd reportedly spent in only a couple of months. Amanda apparently withdrew $100,000 from her bank on June 4 and a further $100,000 on July 2nd, showing that she was spending about $100,000 every 30 days. Contributing to this was one single taxi ride from New York to Los Angeles, which she used as an alternative to flying, given airports didn't accept Google as a form of identification. Once back in Los Angeles, she'd pour petrol on a random person's driveway before setting it on fire. In the process, she'd accidentally spill some of the petrol on her dog, prompting her to take it to a nearby convenience store for a wash, where she'd be kicked out by the owner for walking into the back without permission. The bizarre evening led to her first stint in a mental hospital, after which she'd attempt to fix her life by going to rehab, reconciling with her family, and rediscovering purpose by enrolling in fashion school. To signify her fresh new start, Amanda had some of her tattoos lasered, which accompanied a series of tweets implying that things were back to normal. That would be until 5 months later, when she was once again arrested for driving under the influence. That very same month, Amanda was kicked out of fashion school for showing up high and causing quote horrendous arguments. 4 weeks later, Amanda made another absolutely insane tweet claiming that she'd been microchipped by her parents before stating that she was now engaged to a 19-year-old who she'd met in a fishing shop. It was then reported that Amanda was seen heading into a West Hollywood tattoo parlor to have her fiance's face inked on her neck. Apparently, she was turned away for not having proper identification, and this might have been for the better given she was also recorded getting overly touchy with a random security guard at around the same time. However, it seemed this would also become a turning point as the negative press completely vanished overnight. There weren't any new Amanda updates for well over a year until this article was posted simply confirming that she was back in fashion school. With a new challenge and goal to work towards, Amanda was able to stay sober for 3 whole years, returning to the public spotlight with a brand new interview. She'd state that things were going well.
I've been going to school lately, fashion school, FITM.
While expressing painful guilt over her choice to quit acting.
I do miss acting, and I actually have something surprising to tell you. I'm going to start acting again. Yes!
This would come alongside a tell-all interview with Paper Magazine, in which she'd confirmed that she was now 4 years sober, with the article stating that she'd found a new pursuit to fill the hole that acting had left: fashion. So when she'd celebrate her fashion school graduation around 7 months later, it was also a point of concern. Amanda had overcome her challenge, achieved her goal, but was back to a state of idleness. Not even 6 months after graduating, Amanda had returned to rehab, where she'd post selfies of her new home job looking face tattoos, as well as meet her new boyfriend, who she'd get engaged to only 8 weeks later. Given the two met while in rehab, it seemed they helped each other stay sober, although after a rocky 3-year relationship, it eventually came to an end. In the days that followed their breakup, Amanda was recorded by a fan in this video.
Amanda, say what's up. What's up? We just walking the streets of Hollywood. I saw my girl walking, so I said I had to say what's up.
Which was posted to TikTok, where it received over 15 million views and comments such as, "Man, it breaks my heart to see how they destroyed Amanda Bynes. The sweetest girl ever. It took me so long to realize that this was Amanda Bynes. I'm so sad now. Girl, what? That's Amanda Bynes? My heart goes out to her. Hope she's getting well. However, the worst was still yet to come." On the very same day that the TikTok was posted, Amanda was found roaming the streets of Los Angeles naked, resulting in her return to a psychiatric facility. Just 2 months after this, a new article was published titled "Amanda Bynes is sad and isolated after being released from mental health facility as she has lost interest in her passions while living alone," which was followed by another psychiatric hold just 3 months after her previous one. More optimistically, however, it was shown in September 2023 that Amanda was making an effort to remove her face tattoos, which you could argue is at least a step in the right.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, this is very, very unfortunate to watch, bro. Like I'm saying, I really do feel like oftentimes these Disney and Nickelodeon celebrities obviously go through things behind closed doors, bro. We already know what that's like. The truth of what's going on with these people, bro. But at the same time, there are some people who just fall and break under pressure. It's hard to say which one this is. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's really hard to say. Because for her to have those opinions about herself is revealing to the level of self-esteem that she has. It's almost like me being like, oh, I just couldn't handle it. And then just boom. Like, it's just weird, bro. It's just weird. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think happened to Amanda that led her to end up like this, bro. Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like down below. And I'm going to catch y'all next one, man. Peace.